What's up, YouTube family? I'm back at you like I'm mad at you. But of course, I'm glad that you showed up. And look at the sun, all glowed up. Man, family, I want to make this video on the trail today, man. I had to come out here every day and get some, if I can, and get some peace of mind. That little nature feel like it's a different vibration. Definitely a different vibration, family. But look, I'll make this quick video about belief system, right? What you choose to believe, and then my personal belief system. You know what I mean? Like, you ever wonder, like, what is it that I believe and why? And hopefully, you know, we can help you to better get to know me, but also yourself and what you choose to believe in. Because I can assure you that your belief system has a big impact on your life. What you believe about life, what you don't believe, is impacting you for the better or the worse. Now, as far as religion, family, I tell you all the time, like, I'm non-religious. And I mean that like non-traditionally. I don't think it's nothing necessarily wrong with religion in itself, because I think religion is simply a vehicle to carry on a belief system and its practices from generation to generation. But sometimes when I say I'm non-religious, it's because sometimes watered down truth can be passed on just by trying to carry on the past, right? In a way to keep the past relevant, sometimes lies and deception is passed on. So when I say non-religious, I'm just saying I'm not totally against a religion. Again, I think that religion is not necessarily for everybody to feel something that's particularly everybody's purpose or someone's purpose, but that what a man or woman turns to in order to discover that purpose, right? Again, it's like being where you go to be led to the water. So, in itself, I would say that my religion is truth. My belief, what I believe in, is truth. The Lord, the truth, the light, right? The Son of the Father. The truth. He did not say who he was. He talked about what he was, right? He said, I am the truth, the way, and the life. Or as it said, the way, the truth, and the life. And it all deals with the mind of Christ, right? Some call it the Christ conscious. Why? Because the way is through your mind, where you find truth and where you find life. And where life is truly created. That is my belief, family. That's what I choose to believe and stand behind. The truth, the Lord. And the Lord is not something that anyone can deny. Many people or many organizations, no matter what it is, they simply can't deny the Lord, because you can't have any foundation of substance without the truth, because truth is what you call the solid foundation. Truth is the rock. Now, many of you can take that religiously, and when I say the Lord and who you think that is and the pictures that you see on the wall and what he looked like and all that. And that's your choice, family. What I believe he looks like may be different. It may not even be as important as what it is, what he is, right? What the Lord is more important to me than who he looks like. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, I have come so that you may know the one and only true God. Mind you, the Lord always spoke about his Father, right? This is he who is on high. He said, Psalms 91, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, because there's a lot of small gods, people playing God, right? And entities playing God here in this world. So he had to make it clear, like I'm one with the Most High. Because again, the Bible never says there's no, he never really stands on the fact that there is no other God. In fact, it says Satan is the God of this world. What it stands on is, he said, he is the only, he says to the scripture, he says something like, he is God, not God only, and there's no other beside him, right? Because when you are holy, right, when you are set apart, there's no other beside him. Because why? Because there's only one true family in this world, right? There's only one truth, and everything else is what it is, wrapped up in lies, deception, and colorful gift wrapping. Many have stolen pieces of truth, right, and created their own systems out of it. But he said, I have come so that you may know these scriptures. When I say these things to y'all, family, you got Google on your phone. You can find these scriptures, or I can give them to you. You can look these scriptures up. I'm not ever going to tell you no scripture or say nothing to you that you can't go fact check. I have come so that you may know the one and only true God. What is he saying? He's talking about the God of truth. This was the Lord's Father. Understand? Because there is also like a God of lies. The God of lies. When he says Satan is the God of this world, he is the father of lies. So you know that scripture that says, it talks about people who do deceptive things and lie and bear false witness. And he said they do the works of their father. It says something to the extent that they just do the works of their father. They ain't gonna stop. They do the works of their father, and he's the father of lies. So what are we? I'm trying to show you what it means to me, and then maybe you can ask yourself what it means to you, as what you believe in and what the truth means to you and who the Lord is to you, or what the Lord is to you, right? What God is to you, or who you calling God. He said, I am the truth, or the way, the truth, and the life. It's like the butterfly family. He's saying the way is through the truth. And this is where life is created. This is where life is salvaged. This is where life is preserved. In the mind. So some of you call it the conscious mind, the Christ conscious, right? Either way, Jesus came and he said he's the Son of the great one, of the Most High, who sent him to bear this light, right? To shine this light. Let's look at the Father's attributes from whom he prays to, where he got all his wisdom from. Every time he spoke, he said, I don't know nothing but that of what the Father reveals to me, right? Let's look at the Father's attributes. In the book of Genesis, because you got to look at all this as very much so literally in many ways and esoteric. And I'm going to tell you, it's so twisted that the things that you think is esoteric sometimes is the most literal stuff. And the things that you think is the most literal is the most metaphorical or esoteric or allegorical, right? Now check this out. But it is what it is. It's not a joke, right? So this is for all of you who don't think you have to believe in God. You don't want to believe in this or that. And you stay away from this, and I'm gonna tell you I'm finna share with you now, right now, what you're dealing with. So now let's look at the Father. The Son, remember, mind you, the Son is the light. He the one that came so that we may have life and life more abundantly. He said it. He said, I came so that you may have life and that life more abundantly. Mind you, he said he's the way, the truth, and the life. So now look at the Father's attributes. Book of Genesis, it said, first thing, look at the Father, his traits. He's like the Lord and the Father is like those who you call conspiracy theorists. They're like those who you call, they was the kind of folk who you would say they think to know everything. They was the kind who would come and shine light in dark places. The Father came and he said, I saw light. He said he saw darkness upon the deep. Right? Darkness upon the deep and said, let there be light. See the shadow over my face when I put my hand in there? It get dark, right? Cover up the light. See? He saw darkness upon the deep and said, let there be light. This is the Father in the very beginning, right? God, right? Who is a spirit. The Bible said God is a spirit. This is so. We know this. Because he can embody many of us, or all of us. This body can go, your body can go, he still be here. It's spirit, right? The Father saw darkness upon the deep and said, let there be light. Right? Then he started creating lights. Right? He started creating lights after that. He started speaking light into the world. He started speaking the stars into existence. And all these things, which is the night lights and all of that, right? This is the same trait of the Son, where the Son gets his characteristics from. He came and started turning over tables, right? The Son, the Lord, right? He said also, I didn't necessarily come to bring peace, but a sword. Because the truth can be a double-edged sword, family. A lot of people in the world hates the truth, and that's just that, right? It is what it is. Is that gonna change? We'll see. But the world really hates God. The God that it calls itself wanting to believe in and looking for and waiting on to help them, really don't like truth. And that's why he said, the New Testament said it's going to be like, I'm coming to bring a sword that's going to make like father against son, mother against daughter, this against that. Because once I shine this light in these dark places, what that's going to happen? What happened when you caught your partner cheating? What did it do? Was it like a sword in that relationship? What happened when you found out your homie was a snitch? Was it like a sword in that relationship? Truth is like a sword, family. It ain't personal, so check this out. These are the characteristics of the Father. The Father came, saw darkness, and said, let there be light. He spoke light and then started creating light by speaking light into the world and creating the stars and so forth. What do you see? Right? What do you see in the world? What do you see in the world of those who speak truth, those who represent truth? Right? Think about the YouTube channels and the pastors. All of those, even artists, even rap artists, and even movie directors, such as those who created the movie Matrix and so forth. What do they do? Just like the Father created the stars and started speaking light into the world and created the stars and the lights in the skies and all that, those who embody this light also create more light. They create more light in the world, right? How many followers of the Matrix, how many of us are familiar and make podcasts and have belief systems and so forth that derive from the fundamental points made in the Matrix movie, the movie of the Matrix? Think about the Bible. How many light workers derive from the Bible? In other words, family, the same way the Father went out and he saw darkness and he said, let there be light. Because to be blind, he didn't see it to be a good thing for the people to be blind, not be able to see their way and be suffering and perishing, obviously, because of darkness that covered their sight, that covered their paths. In the same way, the Lord saw the same thing, in the same way, the fruit thereof, like everyone who is about truth. In so many ways, they go out and they create light followers. They create like the stars in the skies and the lights of the world. They go out and create more light by the light that they speak forth. Just like the Father, he spoke, let there be light. This is by the light that they speak forth. These truth speakers and truth, those who dwell in the truth, they also create light in the world with that truth. So, family, I'm going to keep this. Remember, this is layman's terms for you so you can understand what it is that you believe. In this world, you find out so many lies, right? You find out, I mean, this is not religious because it revolves around everything. That's another reason why I make that clear, because everything that you desire, everything that you want, that you're into, this revolves around all that. Like, look at business. Look how many, look when light is shine, look how many discoveries people make as far as tax write-offs and how to make all this money without owning anything, or how to buy vehicles in your business name and how to get business funding, right? These things been existing. These benefits been existing. Look at all the benefits that have been discovered from using life insurance and all these things. These things been existing, but the light had been shined on them recently. So now people, even for their own successful goals, light has benefited them. The truth, right, has set many free of their poverty, from poverty, from their povertized condition. So this is not just about your spiritual, your invisible gain, family. Right? Truth, the Lord said, I have come so that you may have life, and that life more abundantly. This is in every aspect of your life. Look how much you learned about your foods over the last so many years, right? This stuff been in the food. It's been in the food. The things that we found out that's in your food that you're buying from the grocery store, and how unhealthy some foods are. Or many of them are, right? That's been existing. But that light has been shined on even for your health. You see what I'm saying? So when you think truth and you think Bible, you think the Lord, and this is what it means to me. This is something that is universal for everything. It's not just something that you clap about on Sunday because you heard that somebody was sacrificed for a bunch of ungrateful promise breakers. No. That's not what it means for me, family. So the truth, Bible says, the truth shall set you free. He who the Son sets free is free indeed. So now, again, look at how much has been discovered, right? AKA uncovered via the light, the truth. And so there is a God of truth, and this God stands alone. And so he told you not to, in the Bible, he told you don't idolize no other gods and put no other gods before you. So he is in no denial of other acting gods or entities posing as gods or perpetrating. He didn't say that that don't exist. So for all of you that believe in all these other, he didn't say it didn't exist. He said there is no other beside me. So this is like the holy tree, the tree that was forbidden. It was separate from all the other trees. Just like his children or those who are anointed. Touch not my anointed, right? So, why? Because in this world, truth stands alone, family. This God, everybody has to see this God, right? Everybody, every knee shall bow. Anything you think you know, or you think you discovered or understood or understand, you had to get it from some source of truth. And this is why every knee shall bow sooner or later. I got a lot of respect for the Muslim family, for the Islamic family. This is the reason why even Farrakhan will tell you, yeah, the Lord, he tell you about the Christ. That's real. He don't deny that. Ask him. Or go look at some of his teachings. He don't deny that. Maybe some of his followers deny it, but him being the leader of the organization, he could tell you, no, that's for real. Because you cannot deny truth if you think you know anything. If you think you have anything, where did it come from? And so Jesus didn't come to say, like some human person with some kind of street credit, you don't know who I am? He ain't never talked like that. He did never, not one time. In fact, he spoke about what he was. The way, truth, and the life. In fact, he even taught Adam to think the same way. The Father taught Adam in the same way, in that he told Adam to name all the cattle and beasts after their own kind. And so he calls things even by what they are, not who you are. So all y'all that's thinking, you in the rat race and you think your credibility is going to be passed down to somebody who give a fuck, excuse my language, you being deceived. Because ain't no new generation of killer going to give a damn about what you did in your day. Understand that. New generation of power is going to be, man, y'all ain't going to tell me I got something. It's going to be discouraged about what kind of power you had in your time. Know that. Know that. It's about what you are. So the scriptures call the serpent a serpent, right? Because of what it was. A snake. It called a sheep because of what it was, needing to be led. A shepherd being the one to lead the sheep. It calls you by what it is. And so that's why everyone in the Bible, just like you see in Islam in a sense, right? When they came to the Father, they was changed, or the Lord changed them. He also changed their name. This ain't no philosophy, family. I'm telling you, and I'm sharing with you years and years of meditation, studying, and understanding, and praying, and so forth. This is what I believe in. You have to ask yourself, what do you and why do you believe in what you believe in? And what is it? He told Adam, name them by what they were. Call them what they were. See what I'm saying? And that's the same way it still is, family. And so when we think about who the Most High is, who the Most High God is, some of you can't deny this even if you just believe in karma. Why? Because you say that karma, right? And I'm not against this either. This understanding of what karma is. But some of you say that karma comes back to stand on truth. Why? Because you say the good that people get out comes back to them. And then you say the bad that they put out, what? Karma gonna come back and get. So you pretty much saying that karma is about truth. That people who think that they going unseen, the unseen hands, right? These unseen networks. Karma coming back to bite them in the butt is what you teach in so many ways when you speak about the universe and karma. When you speak about the universe knowing the work that you put in, the inner work that you've done, and all this deals with something, some source of power that understands what is true and what is false. And so we were born into a system that was deliberately created to deceive. Well, I won't say created to deceive, but manipulated, right? We were born into a system that has been used to mislead, to deceive, to betray something that is not, in order for some system or form of some nation of people or some sector of creation or creatures to benefit from your deception, from falsehood. Many of you see that marriage fails almost however many, I want to say it is almost statistically said to be at least 80%, at the least 70, 80%. Nobody ain't trying to figure out what that is. We just call it life and think that's life. That's how life is. No, it's not, family. You look at things that happen all over the world for years, for decades, and you just call it life. You just call it life. That is not life, family. Many of you say that life is a bitch. Devil is a lie. Life is great, family. The world is a bitch. Excuse my vernacular. The world and life is two different things. The world and life itself is two different things, family. Just like it's separate from the earth. This is the earth, right? The land, the trees, the skies, right? This is all part of the unit. The world is separate from life itself. So I don't think life is a bee and all of that. I think life is great. Life is what we hanging on to. Life is what we have left to hold on to. The world is corrupt. That is the system and its people. It's partakers, right? In that what keeps it rolling, keeps it cycling. The world is corrupt, family, not life. And so the Father is also that representation of life, because it is that light that gives you life, or that leads you to life. So when it's like being led to the water again, but can't force you to drink it. And so he said, I came that you may have life and life more abundantly. Because light, what does this sun right here do for the trees? And when you plant, what does that it create? What does it do? It brings about life when you see those crops come up out the soil, grow out the soil, your plants, your perennials, your trees, your fruits. What does that sun do? Right? What does that sun do for the crops? For your vegetables, for your fruits and all that? It brings about life. And so the light, the sun, not S-U-N, but I'm talking about the sun as far as when we talk about the Lord in my belief system, what he is, not who he is. Because who he is might look just like me and you. But with the Son brings about life, right? When the sun hits something, just like you yourself need vitamin D, right? You need that sun so that you also may literally have life, right? Because we end up in a hospital if we lacking the sun, we lacking vitamin D, right? Because that sun, that light also endorses life. So we talk about what is it that I believe in. It's for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Now, for many of you, that may be a person. I believe that the Lord is the Lord of hosts, meaning he can host many men. Many men he can host. He can be in me, he can be in you, your cousin, and your father, all at the same time. He can be that like that of his father, omnipresent. Because just like life is omnipresent, so is that light. And so that's why it says in the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. It was with God in the beginning. Right? So I have no religious belief or arbitrary or no sort of I'm not when I talk about the Lord and things, I just want to share with you, family, like those of you who care about this sort of thing, or maybe these may be some thoughts, and I'm sure that it is a dynamic of your mental dynamics at some point or another, because if you any man or woman of substance, your mind has to go there at least once, right? The Lord is the Lord of Lords, King of Kings, because think about this. Think about this now. Just like his Father is the Most High God, this is the light above all lights. Lord of Lords, King of Kings. You can't be a king without light, without wisdom. Don't kings have wise men next to them? A lot of times they have advisors and, right? Even mere rich men have accountants and mentors, and so how much more does every king have a shepherd himself? Every Lord has a leader himself. Light. This is how leaders are made. This is how kings are made. Wisdom, family. But not only wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding comes from the light, comes from the Lord. That's what I believe in. And his Father is the God of light. He's the God of truth. He is the one who came and saw darkness upon the deep and said, let there be light, and started speaking light into all the world, including the night lights, the stars, and etc., right? Include me and you. So I don't know. What do you believe the Bible is talking about? Is you wrapped up in who? You see, they didn't met. I had to get over that whole, playing with his name a million different times. I ain't already wrapped up in it. I'm okay with Jesus. If that's his name, I love Jesus too. I don't deny him. I think it's a translation, right? And a language translations for language barriers and reasons. Just like Yeshua. These are all supposed to be the same name in different languages or different, translations of different nationalities. So, and cultures and what people called him, but they all had him there. They just had a different name for him, a lot of them, right? Because can't deny that light. And that light that endorses life, right? He endorses what the Father put in him. It's just like me. I can't give you nothing but what the Father put in me gives to me. So this is why light endorses life. Because he came from life, right? He came from the Father. And therefore, he can give you what is in him, what has been invested in him. And so we think of John 3:16, family. I got a video I made about love. You say you'll never see love again after this, go check it out. And it was talking about everybody vowing, I do, and that, how much more the world would change if we committed our vows to what we won't do. John 3:16 reflects that. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son so that we would not perish, right? So he wouldn't have to destroy everybody. What does that mean? Because if we all, he said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So we all lack knowledge, and we all were blind in the dark. We all perish. So I send my light. Said all of y'all won't perish. Right? But anywho, my point is, the key to this, another key to that scripture, John 3:16, is belief, family. It's the belief part. You want to know what's the significance and God so loved the world, he sent his only begotten son, and whosoever believe in him, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. It's not about the who again. Thinking about this who people get wrapped up in the name. There's scriptures that talk about he gonna change the name. He gonna come with a new name, and he gonna reveal a new name to thee who endures, right? That's the reason for that. Mind you, now you can Google that too. Said the Bible, he's gonna bring about a new name. He's gonna reveal his new name to he who endures. Now think about that. When I talk about what the Bible is about, who God is, and how this reflects everything. Because he's going to reveal a new name to he who endures. Think about that. So I told you about the video about staying pure is what it means to really endure as well. So anywho, because it don't make no sense to get all the way to the finish line, but you tainted now, you tarnished. Stay pure. That's what it really means to endure, family. But anyway, the key to John 3:16 is the belief part. He didn't say, you don't know who I am. That John 3:16 is not talking about you just merely calling on this name alone. It has something to do with your belief and what this name is, what this name can do for you. Put it like this, what you're calling on. When you call on Jesus, are you really believing you're calling on some help? That's what matters. Do you really believe you're calling on mercy? That's what matters. When you call on this name, do you really believe that you're calling on grace? Do you really believe that you're calling on a way of escape? Do you really believe when you call on his name? In this place of need, in this place of want, in this place of, necessity, and you call on him for help, for whatever it is, do you really believe? Is it your belief in that name, or is it what you're believing in him for that works, that matters? Guarantee you, family, it's the what you believe in him for that matters. It's not about merely The name is what the name represents. The key to John 3:16 is your belief, is my point, family. It's another key. It's what you believe that matters. Your belief back to the beginning of this video, has an impact on your life. What you believe. What you believe, family. Remember, again, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So if we lack knowledge, what does that say about what we believe in? Knowledge just means information. Just means we're ignorant, right? It means we lack information. We lack the knowledge. So if we lack the information, then what are we believing in? And so it's also scriptures in the Bible, I think it's in the Old Testament, talk about his people going on to foreign nations to serve other foreign gods. Right? Because if you don't have the truth, then what are you believing in? There's a lot of deception around us, family. A lot of deception around us. So the truth is very significant. And what the truth is, and why was the truth sent to us? Right? Because more importantly, more significantly, it's not about the Bible, family. It's about this Holy Spirit. This spirit that is set apart from all other spirits. The Holy Spirit, family. This one that was set apart. Like this like his father who said, there's no other beside me. That was the key to that scripture. A lot of people say, ain't no other. No, there's some other active. They fake, but they ain't. They ain't the truth, like, in spirit and all this, all like, it's just something that people thinking to find ways to manipulate. But that it eventually it's cold outside, man. Yeah, it's cold out there. But it would eventually, the light will eventually reveal all things. And so that's why even those who just merely believe upon like the universe and karma, they pretty much telling you the same thing. That karma gonna come back and bite deception in the butt. It's gonna expose secrets and things that's hidden is going to be discovered and exposed and so forth. Because it's a big deal when it comes to truth and lies, family. And the truth shall set you free in every way of your life. Your finances, you're seeing it. You're seeing the evidence. You saw the evidence. You see how much money that people are able to make since there has been light shed on so many financial secrets. Hidden hacks and so forth. You see how many people are able to learn so many things, even in the music industry. People learning what it means to own their own masters and so forth. And it all deals with lies and highs and lows, truths and lies, and hidden things and things being exposed. Same thing, man. So you talk about the Most High God and who the Lord is and who his Father is. Because again, the reason why Jesus kept trying to point you to the Father, because it was about that's the significance. Listen to me, fam. That's the significance in the reason why Jesus, in the story of Jesus, he kept trying to point you to the Father, because he himself was trying to tell you it ain't about who I am. It's about what I am and what I'm trying to lead you to. And that's the truth. Think about that. If you know anything about the Bible and the story of that, right, he kept talking about his Father. He told you, even pray like this, our Father. He told you, you take the F off, that's author. Author and finisher of your faith, my faith, right? Now that's just my little translation real quick. I'm not saying that's what that means, but is the one in whose authority we survived, we reside. Jesus walked in, lived in. One who authorized you and me in the Lord, right? Author and finisher of your faith. The Father. Some call it the universe. But I'm telling you that the reason why he kept saying, you know, it ain't me, it's the Father, or I don't know nothing else but what the Father reveals in me, to me, or so forth, because he was pretty much letting it be known that it ain't about who I am, it's about what I am and what sent me. He said, I came so that you may know the one and only true God. He's saying the God of truth. Because he understands that this world is full of lies, family. And deception, that's what that's what it's all about. You know, that's your way, that's your way. Light is a way of escape. What you believe and don't believe matters. When you believe, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, that's why Abel's sacrifice to God was more acceptable than Cain's. You know, because what you believe, I can't do this. This ain't possible. Bible said all things are possible. But truth, it takes truth to make this world a magical place. It takes truth for you to realize, like what you've been given in the movies, that you could be a superhero. That there's superheroes made out of this magic. I mean, out of the power that is at work within us. Great things can happen when you understand, when you know the truth and you believe in it, and we can learn and live by truth. But if we constantly passing down lies, limits, and deception, and then more limits, then we become trapped. We become enslaved. And Bible and the Lord is saying, truth shall set you free. So when I say the Lord, and who I believe the Lord is, and where I believe he is, he's in us, about us, around us, before us, and for us. It's up to you. Choose what you believe in. We're going to get more and more into it, family. Like, we're going to really get to it as far as where a lot of things come from. I really want to set out to encourage a lot of brothers and sisters in this time. I know we're in a challenging season in this world, and under the sun. So I made a lot of videos and make a lot of videos just encouraging, meaning courage within, because God had to give me courage. Because I had been put in a situation in time in my life where I told you where the enemy set out to steal my courage, to rob me, come to steal, kill, and destroy, to steal, rob me of my courage, meaning cause me to doubt. You know, and I told you how that happened, family. If you hadn't saw some of those videos, go check them out, like them, and subscribe. That'll help this channel get, where it need to go. Cause we really gonna get to it as we go. I mean, really get to it, like on a certain level, like but we got to get there first. We got to get enough people under the sound. We got to get enough people watching before we really jump out there, family. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. Truth shall set you free. Whatever it is you're dealing with, it has a lot to do with your belief. Your belief system could be creating they call them limiting beliefs. Could be creating limits in your world and in your life. God told us to be in the world, but not of the world. So it is for us to create our own world inside of this world. Inside of this world, create your own world. And that will be a magical place. That could be a very magical place, abundant and magical place. Yeah. because you don't believe and think and see as the rest of the world. I see a lot of birds out here, fam. When I be coming out here to this nature, this spot, man, I like it. I really like it out here. So I see a lot of birds, man. Big ones, though. I'm talking about like eagles. And so that's enough for now, family. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I want you to realize, like, you know, sometimes you gotta watch the video all the way through for you to really get the meat. You know, because I like to just be led, man, and be natural, but it's gonna get better each time. I want you to know, man, that I believe in the Lord, and I just explained to you what that is to me. And yes, I do, you know, I study many books, but I do reference the Bible a lot because I can see what the Bible is. And that's also another translation. I just made another video about the world is waiting on your story. Go watch that. Because I believe that when you have, like, in the Bible, you got the New Testament, you got the Old Testament and New Testament. I believe that everybody's life is an opportunity to create a New Testament. I don't think that's where life ends and stops and starts and stops. I believe that it is the basic fundamental of all truths. That's why most religions and all that is built around, even Masons, they all accept that Bible. They all accept the Lord because it is pretty much a basic fundamental of all truths is what it is. So that's why some used to say that Bible meant basic instructions before leaving earth, because it is the basic fundamentals of all there is out there. See what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, people that get caught up in, that's just religious and traditional practices that turn people against the truth. That's why Jesus said, he said, people disgrace my name because you talking about hypocrites, people who get so religious and they get so lost in the sauce, they turn other people away. The other guys, people don't want nothing to do with it. You know, guys in the streets, they think it's more cooler to be, you know, one thing more than the other because, you know, they think church and all that is for scared people and all that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. That might be something people made out of this book. They took and created so many different, you know, you got so many different religions that have been created, but that don't mean that's what it is. That don't mean that's what you can get, that's what you get out of it or what it was intended for you to get out of it. Testaments, I made that video about this guy, the world's waiting on your story. Your life is a testament. And what your relationship to this understanding, to this power, to this authority can reveal to all of us something new. Your relationship to this power, to this authority can teach us all something new, can show us all what's possible. But because until we rise above the mediocrity of the past, then it's going to continue to be the most prominent material that we have until somebody else comes and shows us a different possibility, to show us that God is saying this. God is saying the Most High is giving us power to do that we are endowed to do all this. You know, like we have to, it's based on our individual relationships to be able to discover the possibilities. The difference between Cain and Abel is Abel was able. He was able to understand also that it was about what he believed. Saying I can't is like the complainers in the 400 years in the wilderness. Somebody that can believe, that say, "Oh no, I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens us." Why? Remember, where's the Christ again? What is the Bible said, put on the mind of Christ is in the mind. So your life can be a New Testament that can change the world, that can shake the world. And it can also be very dangerous to those who rule the world, the rulers of the world. You know, depending on what you discover, It'd be like following Christ in that you see what happened to those who really stand on truth and decide to put that out there in a certain, capacity. Those who want to keep the rest of the world contained obviously won't like it. But it's not for us to fear that, because they can only destroy the body, they can't destroy your soul. And so unless you compromise it while you're here in a certain way. But I think that nothing can be plucked out of the hands of the Most High. So I just want you to know your life is a testament. Go deeper if you have to. Go deeper in a magical way. It don't have to be about because some of y'all are scared of the truth. Some truths can be scary for people. Go into the magical places of the Bible. Go into the places of abundance and where things are created. Remember, he came that you may have life and life more abundantly. Go into those places then, so we can learn more about life from you. How can we have more life and that life more abundantly? How can we learn that from your encounters, from your practices, from your faith? Yeah, the Lord is my shepherd. Ain't no doubt about it. He's been faithful to me. Faithful. You know what I'm saying? I done been in all kind of arenas of the average Joe as far as mediocrity is concerned. And no one has been faithful like the Lord has been to me. His faithfulness does have a presence, a real live presence. I'm not talking about like a shadow, a cloud of smoke or something just blowing by. It is he will come in and sup with you, and it's up to you to open the door and let him in. He will become one with you if you allow him. The Lord is so. And I'm thankful for his Father. I'm thankful for his Father that has sent him. He said, no man come to me unless the Father has sent him first. Like, the Father is the one that sends him to you. I'm so thankful for that. Like, I've been in this world all these years, man. Can't trust us. Trust is like, but the Father saw that I was almost like this. I was set apart. I ain't never been a good follower of the world. I ain't never been. I might have made it look like it, but I ain't ever really been within myself a good follower of the rest of the world. And the Most High knew this. And he sent his Son so that I may have life, and that life more abundantly. How can I ever forget that, man? Bible say, come as you are. I be wanting people to know, because they got this weak, false narrative of the Lord and what it's all about painted so that real men and real women don't want nothing to do with it because it look weak. But that ain't the truth. That's that traditional religious person that look weak. You know what I'm saying? That's that religious traditional person or entity that been painted that this thing is real, man. It's solid. And it has to do with you having life, and that life more abundantly around all aspects of your life, your finances, everything. That's why many times all you got to do is study something to succeed. Just let the Lord shine a little light in you, and you're going to succeed. Like if it's real estate, if it's, I don't care what it is. If you want to open up a restaurant, if it's, you want to sell cars, whatever it is, learn a little bit about it and you succeed. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just made a video about that too. 100% of your mind. Where you delegating 20%, 30%, 40%, the other 30% of your mind. You only got 100%. Well, you delegating it because your mind's going to naturally go after the understanding of whatever it is you entertaining. Meaning you could be moved on, family. You could be moved on from that TV show you watched or that movie, but your mind can still be at work trying to figure out what happened in that movie, even though you own to something else. We'll get back to that, family. I don't want to get off on a tangent. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Your belief is the key. Believe. Look at that word, believe. That can cause you to leave to leave what you be. Depending on if what you believe is false, it can cause you to disown your true self. Belief was the key to John 3:16. That was another key. I don't know. Let me know if y'all get that. To the next video. If you got something out of that, I hope you did. Comment, man. Let me know something, man. Let me know you're here with me. You know, even if you just put 100 in the chat. I mean, in the comments. You know, makes a difference. God building up a new thing, man, and that's what this is all about. He say he's doing a new thing, and he's rebuilding the temple, one on a solid foundation, because truth is solid. It is a rock, and lies and deception is sand. That is the sand that will descend. It will when the winds and the waves blow through it, it'll collapse on you. But so that's what's happened. That's why the world is corrupt and collapsing, because it was built on sand, lies, and deception. Life is not built on sand. The world is. And he said, I'm doing a new thing. I'm building a new temple, one made not by the hands of man. Talking about me and you, but on a rock. This is why a lot of truth is out right now, family. But it ain't for us to go out here and try to save the world. That's not our responsibility. It's just for us to create our own world, family. Be an example. A leader is more of an example. You know, it's a thin line between a leader and a boss. Leaders lead other leaders to leadership. All of us want to do something many of us saw somebody else do. We saw it, that it is possible, because we see it or saw it done. How many of us want to do things that we haven't saw yet in the flesh? That's a magical place. To the next video, peace, positivity, optimism, power, and abundance. Water.